If Nana Shimura mentored the greatest hero ever, All Might, then it's kind of difficult for me to think that she would not be classified as one of at least the top 10 best heroes in her era. So I think that's a really important question to ask. Is Nana Shimura, or was Nana Shimura, a top 10 hero? Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say that I think that she was the #1 hero, nor am I going to go as far as to say that I know for a fact that she was a top 10 hero. But I do have different thoughts and ideas that I want to give to you all, because this is really important to the lore of My Hero Academia, mainly because we might not ever get this information, but it's possible that we can come to a conclusion about her status as a hero back in the day, looking at characters like All Might, connecting her with characters like Gran Torino, and looking at the system that we currently use in today's society, such as the hero charge JP, and how it is determined of what hero rank you will have based on the Public Hero Safety Commission. And we can deduce from these different aspects, I guess you would say, what her hero rank was and how impactful she was in her specific era. The first thing that we have to look at are the metrics that are used to determine a hero ranks. And there are only 3 metrics that we currently have in today's society that determines a hero rank, and that is the general popularity, the social contribution, and the amount of solved cases that a hero is able to do. Now, it is important to know that because Nana Shimura was in a completely different era, there may be a chance or possibility that there were either more or less metrics to determine a hero rank, and it may be even possible that there was no hero rank at all during that period of time. However, I do doubt it, because All Might did still go to UA, and it seems to be implied that UA was still a prestigious school before All Might went there. It's just that when All Might graduated and become one of the greatest heroes in America and also in Japan, it boosted the status of UA to an astronomical level to where it is right now. But because UA was still there, I think we can at least give it the benefit of the doubt and say that society, how it was ran, was not different from today back then. And also, with me just thinking about it, in order for All Might to become the #1 hero, there had to have been a #1 hero before him, and also Endeavor trying to become it wasn't a wise thing for me to say that there was no hero. I'm sorry, okay? It wasn't wise for me to say that. I'm stupid. But nonetheless, it's still going to be very difficult for us to identify or kind of gauge what type of hero Nana Shimura was, but not as difficult as you may think. Because one of the most crucial pieces of information when it comes to determining your hero rank was talked about by Hawks in the hero chart JP that we received in the anime. And he specifically said that general popularity is easily the most important metric that determines your hero rank. And the reason behind that is obvious. If you have a high popularity in a specific region, then that would mean that the group of individuals that deem you as popular views you as somebody that if you are around, they are safe. And they know your abilities and your slogans and your personality, so they have a lot of faith and trust in your ability to handle a situation. So obviously, a hero who has a ridiculously high popularity should be ranked higher than people who don't have high popularity. And it makes a lot of sense, because then you would have the superstars as the face, and then the Public Hero Safety Commission, who is funded by the government, can then get more money. It's a whole different thing that I'm not going to get into in this video, and I might make a video about the tragedies of hero society in the first place. But because of this one piece of information, we can at least say that Nana Shimura was significantly higher ranked than a lot of other heroes, because one thing that I can at least guarantee is that her general popularity had to have been significantly higher than all the average Joes. And the reason behind that isn't because of anything we know directly about her character as a hero, and instead I'm looking at the personality of All Might and using that as the personality for Nana Shimura and her being a hero in her era. Being that All Might is the greatest hero ever, the symbol of peace, and arguably the most popular hero ever, you have to give a lot of credit to him being the most popular hero to Nana Shimura, mainly because he would never have had that popularity had Nana Shimura's philosophies and personalities not rubbed off on him. And if she would not have died in the first place, it would be a completely different story for All Might in the first place. If you consider the trademark of All Might is saving an individual with a smile or never showing fear because he is here, none of those trademarks were actually All Might's, and they were instead his mentor, Nana Shimura. And that was expressed by All Might himself in his origin story, where the death of Nana Shimura made him take on the persona essentially of Nana Shimura, putting a smile on his face and never frowning in front of danger. So the idea is that because All Might was able to use not only Nana Shimura's power, but also Nana Shimura's personality and how she held herself as a hero to become the greatest, most popular hero in the world, it'll very much make sense that a lesser version of that would grant Nana Shimura high levels of popularity as well. And it's possible that Nana Shimura did it way better than All Might himself. So I'm going to at least put her in the top 50 rank of heroes when it comes to her general popularity and how much weight that holds compared to all the other metrics. But the thing that I want to address and I want to bring to you all the attention that may be possible when it comes to ranking Nana Shimura is that she wasn't doing this alone, and that her name Nana Shimura was not the name that could have created her hero rank in the first place, and it very much could have been her organization name or a tag team name. And if you don't understand what I'm talking about, then you have to look at the Wild Wild Pussycats. The Public Hero Safety Commissions typically look at heroes in one of three different ways. You're either looked at as an independent heroes like All Might, Endeavor, Best Genius, Hawks, where they do things separate and they get all the accolades themselves by themselves. Or it's possible that you can be looked at as an underling or a sidekick or a partner in a hero agency as a whole. And the last way that you can be looked at, which is what I believe Nana Shimura could potentially be connected with, is as a team effort. And the name of that team is actually the thing that's going to have the hero rank and not the individual people. And if you haven't caught on to how this would connect to Nana Shimura, well, it's simple. I believe that her and Gran Torino very much could have had a team that's called the Flyers, Floaty Flies, and the two of them will be looked at as one group, and that group will be ranked accordingly. Now, this is heavily implied by every single flashback we see of Nana Shimura and Gran Torino, and also by Gran Torino himself, as every single time he talks about Nana Shimura, he's literally talking to her as if he was her partner. So because of that, it changes the dynamic of how they're viewed and ranked as a whole, and that may boost Nana Shimura's rank from 50 to maybe even 30 or the top 25, because you also have Gran Torino and his general popularity. And although I do believe that Gran Torino's popularity will be significantly less compared to a Nana Shimura, one of the key things that Gran Torino has been displaying in the current stages of the manga that he will be masterful at is number of solved cases. And as you see in the current timeline of My Hero Academia, he's been in every single case in the background with the police officer, with Tsukauchi, doing detective work. He's always trying to solve a case. So it's very much likely that Nana Shimura was the one that was putting the weight when it comes to popularity and social contribution. And plus, being that there's two of them, number of solved cases will go astronomically higher, because you have one individual who does have a lesser form of it, but does have one for all, meaning that she is considerably more powerful than a lot of people give her credit for. Although I don't think she's beating top end villains currently because of Singularity and how that individual thing works. Plus, you also have Gran Torino, who frankly in his prime will probably be a lot of people in today's time, because Gran Torino has been displaying ridiculous speed feats in the current timeline of the My Hero Academia manga, especially in the Paranormal Liberation War arc, which I'm not going to talk about extensively for spoiler purposes. And the fact that he's like at least 60 to 70 years old right now, take away 40 years before All Might end up getting one for all, which is the amount of time that he had. And you have somebody who I'm not going to debate is the fastest character in the entire story of My Hero Academia outside of All Might and also one though. And it is that possibility that makes me think that Nana Shimura and Gran Torino's team, the Flyers, are at least a top 10 hero tandem, dominating the entire country of Japan with personality, speed, strength, solved cases, social contributions, and having All Might as a mentee.